challenges does Canelo pose hopefully once you guys get in there?
I don't know. I just think, his punch power and his physical size is the only thing that I really
The man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, because you got to remember, bro, Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win, and he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have never been fond of each other, but now it is something different. The tension between them has been escalating for months, and today's intense encounter at the airport was just the latest eruption in a rivalry that is only getting more heated, proving how massive this will be.
Canelo versus Crawford, the biggest fight in the game.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like when you're looking at Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, this is the next thing beyond that.
They did not fight, not yet, but the way they had to be pulled apart says everything about where this is heading. The incident has the experts talking, so let us bring you up to speed.
I have Canelo. Canelo's more comfortable at 168. He's going to fight again for undisputed for a second time at 168, so this is nothing uncomfortable to him. Terence Crawford's a great fighter, and of course, we're starting to see that he can probably make 168 naturally. But again, it's a different division. 147, 168, two different divisions.
Canelo has made it clear from the beginning that he does not take Crawford seriously. He does not see him as a genuine threat, and has never hesitated to say so. He has dismissed the notion that Crawford deserves to share the ring with him, calling him too small, too inexperienced at higher weight classes, and too overconfident. After one major victory over Errol Spence, one fight does not make you great, he has repeated again and again. For Canelo, this is just another day in his career. In his view, Crawford is stepping into a challenge he does not fully grasp, and once they are in the ring, it is going to be evident.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight, and Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean, if Bivol wins, he could fight him for undisputed. That's a very tough fight. What's the other options? Benavidez is up at 175. Obviously, His Excellency wants to make that fight, so I guess we could see it next.
Crawford, however, does not see it that way. He has been waiting for this opportunity. He has analyzed Canelo for years, observed the adjustments, the slower reactions, the moments of fatigue in recent bouts. He does not believe Canelo is the same fighter he once was. He has outright stated that Canelo has been avoiding real threats, carefully selecting fights that make him look dominant while steering clear of opponents like David Benavidez. Crawford believes he is the one who will expose Canelo, not just defeat him, but humiliate him. And after today, the rivalry has only intensified. This is no longer just words. Crawford, still frustrated from their near altercation, did not hold back. I will not let him disrespect me if he thinks he can scare me. He is in for a surprise. There was no promoter beside him, no cameras urging him to sell the fight, just pure anger coming through. He is done with Canelo's dismissive attitude, done with being treated like an outsider in the sport. He wants to make this fight personal, because for him it already is.
Boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
Crawford's move up to 154 pounds was always going to make waves in boxing. But now, with a showdown against Canelo Alvarez approaching, everything has become even more intense after claiming a world title in a fourth weight division by narrowly outpointing Israel Madrimov. Last August, Crawford showed he could compete with larger fighters, but now he is aiming for an even greater feat, jumping to 168 pounds to take on the undisputed champion at 37. Time is not on his side. This could be one of his last fights, and he knows it. That is why he is making it clear that if he is leaving the sport, he is doing it on his own terms against the biggest name available.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Midro Markman was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ.
Not everyone thinks this is a reckless decision. Shakur Stevenson, who has spent countless rounds sparring with Crawford, has been one of the strongest voices supporting him. He has been saying it for years, even before Crawford himself seriously considered it. Bud's style is a nightmare for Canelo. I always believed that his skill set against Canelo would give him the edge, Stevenson said, reinforcing his stance that Crawford has everything needed to turn this into a one-sided fight. I am not saying it will be simple, but he can make it look that way.
He was able to take a punch at 135, or Tio, once he moved up to 140, they like, oh, he don't punch as hard as he punched at 140, but you're moving up in weight. So for me to do it in 3 different weight classes at 27 years old, it just makes it so much better. And I understand the sport of boxing. I understand that at 135, the guys is bigger, stronger, tougher, so they're not able to walk through me. Honestly, if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody who is mentally as strong as Terence Crawford. So
it is Terence Crawford. I do not know anyone who is as mentally strong as Terence Crawford. It is a bold statement. But Stevenson is not just hyping up his friend. He understands what Crawford is capable of in the ring. He has witnessed his speed, his effortless stance switches, and most importantly, his underrated punching power. I do not think Canelo will just walk through his shots. Terence can hit, and that applies at any weight class. He added that last point is crucial. Crawford may be smaller, but he is not entering this fight as a light hitter trying to survive. He is stepping in fully believing he can hurt Canelo, and that changes everything.
If they do fight, Cole, how do you see it going?
If they do fight, I told you I think that Bud outboxes him. I think he's gonna use his leg, keep Canelo on the outside, and make it an easy night.
Got you.
Mitri Bivol, the man who already handed Canelo a defeat at 175 pounds, sees a clear way for Crawford to do the same. But it is not just about skill. It is about how Crawford handles moving up in weight. Bivol, speaking from experience, did not downplay the challenge he needs to adjust to the strength and pressure at 168. Because it is a significant leap. That is the biggest question surrounding this fight. Will Crawford's precision, timing, and punching power be just as effective when facing a naturally larger, stronger opponent?
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up for 2 weight classes? Yeah, and he has very good skill. He able to win this fight, but there is a lot of but, and even not but, there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He need to get used to the power and pressure of 168. Maybe he will get used to it, and how he will be feeling himself on the same day when he will fighting, how his training camp will go on, a lot of things. But he's able, he has good skills, he's awkward.
David Benavidez, the fighter many believe should be facing Canelo, instead is keeping a close eye on this matchup. He considers it one of the most intriguing fights in years. This is going to be an incredible showdown, Benavidez said. Canelo, with his experience, his technical ability, and his skill in adapting Crawford, with his versatility, his technique, this has all the ingredients to be an unforgettable fight.
Do you favor Canelo or Crawford in the fight? Like, how do you think the fight goes?
It goes Crawford will try to keep on the distance Canelo, but also just to keep
Benavidez understands the contrast in their fighting styles. Better than most, he knows Canelo is a master of controlled aggression, choosing his punches wisely, and wearing down his opponents. But he also respects Crawford's ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw, creating angles. And making his opponents miss it is going to come down to who can impose their game plan and who can make the necessary adjustments in real time. He said that is what makes this fight so unpredictable. Both fighters excel at adapting, but only one will take control when it truly matters.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it will be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It'd be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are you gonna say? You know what I mean? This was a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, and I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest at 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But I see that weight class. I want to become champion at 175. And
No hesitation sitting down with AK and Barack on the Ring Champs podcast. Ryan Garcia did not just predict a Canelo victory, he outright dismissed Crawford as a serious contender. He cannot beat Canelo, Garcia said, shaking his head like it was the most obvious thing in the world. He did not look that strong against Madrimov, and Madrimov is not even big. That last remark hit hard. Crawford had narrowly defeated Israel Madrimov in his last bout. But Garcia saw nothing in that performance that convinced him Bud had the firepower to step up and compete with a fighter like Canelo. Size, strength, experience. Garcia believes Canelo has every advantage, and he made sure to make his stance clear.
I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I can give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh wow, that high! I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance, and you could, you definitely. Make the other guy uncomfortable or hurt him a couple times. So, yeah, Crawford is a really good fighter. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins.
Wow, okay. I don't know if a lot of people are picking that, but obviously your opinion would matter.
But then you have James Toney, a man who fought at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, and he does not see any of those factors as an issue for Crawford. While Garcia focuses on size, Toney looks at skill. And in his opinion, that is where the true difference lies. To him, Crawford is not just good, he is on another level. Easy win, Toney declared when asked about the fight. Easy win, trust me, that is not something you say lightly, especially about an elite fighter like Canelo. But Toney did not back down. Canelo is a great boxer, but he is not on my level.
You can't really.
Many others say that it is simply too big of a jump in weight. Once he feels Canelo's power, it will be a different story. I do have concerns about him taking Canelo's punches, especially across 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo, he will slow down as the fight progresses. So I think if anything, he will try to come out strong and wear Crawford down early before his energy fades. But there are countless elements that define a champion, and just as many that create a legend. That single statement says it all. Toney sees himself in Crawford, a sharp, highly skilled, multidimensional fighter who can dismantle even the strongest, most dangerous punchers. If he believes Crawford wins with ease, it means he believes Crawford's skill set is simply too advanced for Canelo to handle.
I think Crawford has the skill and IQ to win. Canelo is too strong, but would go for Bud just for the upset money. But my problem with that take is this. I hate when in a fight, when the physically weaker guy has to rely on their IQ and skills more.
Mayweather has never believed the hype around Canelo. I will tell the truth about Canelo. He was easy, a walk in the park, easy. That was not just confidence, that was Mayweather flat out stating that Canelo, the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, the man who has beaten everyone from GGG to Caleb Plant, was nothing special when they fought.
They say no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just...
Mayweather did not stop there. He made it clear who he thinks is the best fighter today. As of right now, I would put Terence Crawford as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. That statement alone carried weight.
Prediction is Canelo's gonna walk him down
Crawford is going to do a lot of defense. Now, if he pulls off that win, dude, that's going to be one of the most biggest like upsets of all time.
No one has figured Crawford out. No one has come close to defeating him in elite skill. Can often cancel out size. Canelo still has a fight scheduled against William Skull on May 3rd. And while most expect him to win, boxing has seen unexpected outcomes if he does get past that. Then the stage is set: Crawford versus Canelo, technique versus power, precision versus strength, and a fight far more competitive than most expect.
going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I'm
not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one